There you are, got the old trim on, got the lights on, number plate on. Looks a bit better, doesn't it? See you in a minute. Right, well, as you can see, I've got the trim back on, and the number plate, also the lights underneath there, you can probably see under there, so they're all back on. And one thing I have got, I've put the lock back in and the mechanism, but the key doesn't seem to fit very well. So what I've been looking for is a replacement barrel, which I'm hoping you can buy. But I've looked on YouTube, I've actually rung Rimmer Brothers up in Lincoln, and they said that they don't stock that anymore, they don't have it whatsoever. And then I said, well, maybe if I look for a Honda Blade, which this is basically a Honda Blade shell, and they said Rover made the body parts for this, which I didn't know. So I've had a look online for a Rover lock barrels and stuff like that. So I'm not too sure yet, but lucky enough, although I've locked this at the moment, I've got the automatic unlocker down by the steering wheel, sorry, down by the passenger seat there, the driver's seat, so that I can actually unlock it, as you can see there. So that's all back on. There's the lights I've put back under there, so they're all back on there. And as I say, that cable there goes down to the driver's seat. If we come in here, you can see that there. And there's also, oh, I didn't realise there's one for the fuel cap, although I have got the lock for the fuel cap, which is going to go on there. And the key that I've had cut does actually fit there. So I'm okay with that. So really, it's only them 3 doors there. We've got the driver, the passenger door, the driver's door the other side, and also the barrel here. So what I may do, I may just take this one out again and see if the barrel can actually come out, because this isn't too much to take this out. I don't know whether you can see in there, can you? All we've got is a little lever there and a clip, and then I can actually withdraw this out, so I might actually take that out. Because I mean, failing that, I'd have to custom fit a new lock in there, you know, and I didn't really want to mess about with that. The ignition's okay. So that's the clip off. Let me just pull this out of there, hold on. Metal clip it, that's it, got the clip out. And I should hopefully just be able to lever out now, or lift out this barrel, there we go. I ain't long just put this in. I'm taking it out again. So that's what I've got. So it's a simple little thing really. I'm hoping if I take that circlip off, and that spring, I'm hoping that the tumbler mechanism inside will perhaps pull out inside, and maybe something off of a Rover may fit this. So I'm going to have a little look online. We'll take this apart. Let's go to the workshop, because I've actually painted the new badge, or the badges that are going to go on here. One says Triumph, one says Acclaim, and the other one says HL. This is a Triumph Acclaim HL, by the way, obviously. So I've given them a paint, but they stick on with adhesive stickers. So I've got some double-sided tape, and we'll have a go at putting them on first. So let's go out and see if we can take this apart first. Right, okay, so I've got these bits. I've got some gold paint left there, obviously, for the flap, which I'm going to be painting very shortly. And here's the badge, or the badges rather, which, as you can probably see, I've repainted them. All the silver was faded on them, you see, so I've actually painted them. And the way I did that, I just literally laid them on there. I sprayed them with satin black, let that dry off, and then what I've done, so you can see where I've actually sprayed on that side where they were black. And if I turn over, all I've done then was take some silver paint, spray it over there like that, so it was like laying in a little bit of a puddle. And now I've just got these, and then just literally plonk them on there like that, and that gives us all our letters in the right colour then. So I've done that, and these now need to be double-sided tape stuck on. So we'll have a look at that, but first I want to see how simple this comes apart here, which is literally just a little circlip on there, look. I'll just ping that off. There we go, that's that off. That comes off there. That goes that way around, look, a little 90-degree angle. And then I've got this little clipper spring underneath there, which hooks on either side of the metal, so I've got to just remember what side that goes off. So I should just be able to lift that out of there. There we go, there's one off. Right, okay, that wasn't too bad. So that's out. And then they've got this plastic thing in there now. Does this come out? does it put? You can't push out that way. So maybe it's got to be turned at a certain angle to get that out. I don't know. Which would be a bit of a nuisance, but or whether it just clips in, I'm not sure. So let me just try and lever that. Maybe it's sprung in there. And then the barrel will sort of come out afterwards, I don't know. See that chrome bit there, that's pressed on there by the looks of it, so that doesn't come out. So if anything, it's got to come out the back way, you know. Again, I don't want to squeeze anything, because I don't want to break anything. So if you haven't got the key for these, surely there must be a way of getting the tumbler out, you know. That's what I'm after, getting the tumbler out. So is there a little plastic thing? Well, leave me for a minute. I'm just going to have a little look at this a bit closer, and I'll come back to you when I've worked it out. Right, well, I've tried to take that apart. I don't really want to break it, so I'm not going to persevere with it. But what I have got, as I've said before, I've got the old key, which had broken, and I did have 2 blanks, which I went down to my local hardware shop, and they cut it off of the broken bit of the key I had in the little end. But I personally don't think they've lined it up properly, because I had a bit of a wiggle about and a line up, and it looks like to me that they've not lined this up properly. If I line that up there, it looks like, see, they've lined it up shoulder to shoulder where the key's going in, and as you can see, the little cuts there are way above where that needs to be. Them little cuts there need to be a lot further down there, and where I've put them black marks on the back of that back pattern key, I think I'm going to need to file down to, so everything lines up. Look there, look. You see that? So I'm just going to file them down to them shoulders there, and then we'll give it a go again. So I'll see you in a second. I'm just going to do that. Right, well, that's lowered that down anyway. So let's just try this in the lock first of all. See what happens. Oh, here we go. I've got that turning now, look. I think it might just be a bit off of that tip as well. So what I need to do, let's just line that up again. So a little wiggle, and I've got it working. So there's somewhere on here that's not quite right. I think he might have taken too much off, because if I look at the top of that, the top seems a bit wider. So there's not a lot I can do about that. Right, I've sussed out where the problem lies. I've now got the key working. It wasn't nothing to do with that shoulder after all, because that shoulder doesn't come in contact with the base of the lock. What it is, I don't know whether you can see or not, but this tip of this key is a lot wider than the tips of this key, these 2 keys that I've had cut. So basically he's cut too much off of the tips width-wise, and as a result of that, they're not opening the toggles unless you give the key a wiggle. Let me show you. So by putting any key in, this is one of the keys, if I put it in and just give it a tip back that way, I can get it working, look. Yeah, just by tipping the key a little bit, and it just puts that extra pressure on them toggles. There you go, look, I can near enough do it every time, look. And that tips the toggles. Even that one I can get working as well. So again, just tip it in, and there we go, look. Yeah, so both keys work. It was just knowing where the problem was. So I'm going to keep an eye out for another pair of these keys. I did find these ones on eBay, and then I'll have to be very careful and go down probably to a different person to cut the key. The place I went to was a hardware shop as opposed to a key shop, and it looks like he's taken too much off, so I will take it to a key bloke. So that's the problem for that. I don't need to mess about with the locks anymore. Got that sorted out. I'm going to go and put this one back on for now. Or in fact, I'll keep this one and take it with me to the shop so we can try it in when we get one. So that's that problem sorted out. So I'm going to put these keys away now, and get on the lookout for another spare pair of keys, because I'd rather have all the locks working correctly than not. Right, it's the next day now, and I've got a key. Happy days. Look at that. There we go. Now that might look straightforward, but it wasn't as straightforward as that, because I ended up taking the keys back to the local hardware shop that I actually got them from. I got them cut, and because as I said to you, I think the top bit, they've taken too much off. Anyway, after about 15-20 minutes, he come out and he said, I've done this for you with a new blank. He had some new blanks, lucky enough, And I said, yeah, he tried it in the lock, because I took the petrol cap lock down with me. And I said, right, can you cut me another one of them? He was gone for another 20 minutes. And in the end, he come back. He said, I can't do another one for you. He said, I've tried with all these keys, look, to cut one, look. And he's bugging them all up. And his answer for that was that their key machine wasn't really for car keys. I don't see how that was, because he had the blanks for them. So I don't know. So this is one he tried to cut as well. As you can see, look, it don't work, look. So he said he couldn't get another one to work, so I think it's more down to user error, to be honest with you, because, I mean, these are simple keys I would have thought to cut, so, and they had the blanks for them. So anyway, that was that. So he gave me all them blanks. He says you might be able to mess about and file them, but I'm not going to bother. I'll just give that to the new owner, and probably I could just go down to a proper key machine, proper key. This was just a local hardware shop, you see, that I went to. But I've got a key now for the ignition, and I've got a key for all the doors. It works in the doors as well. So if I come over to this door, as you can see there, see the door going up and down, the pip? So that works absolutely fine as well. The only one I've got an issue with is the driver's door, because there is a small piece of key stuck in that. So I'm going to take that panel off on the door, and I'm going to take that barrel out, and I'm just going to hook that piece of key out, and then this should work a treat in there. So that's the key situation now sorted. But what I've got to do now, I've just put a bit of tape on the boot there, as you can see, on the trunk lid, boot lid, whatever you want to call it. And I've lined up the masking tape there for the badges to go back on. So here's our badges, and as you can see, I've got the double-sided tape already put on them. So we're going to be looking at, yep, I'm happy with that. So I'll take the tape off. I've already cleaned the surface down. Just place that where I think it needs to be. Just remove that. Happy days. Just give that a little bit of a press on there. So that's the first one on. There we go. Let's just get this in line. Give it a good push on. Like that. There we go. Pull that off. Happy days. Just ensure that's stuck on there. And let's have a little look. There we go. Triumph Acclaim HL. All the lights back on, the trim's all back on, number plates back on, ready to go. So just the door lock to do. I'll do that now, you haven't really got to see that. And then I think we'll call it a day. Happy days. Right, okay, I've got the lock here. I can see the bit of key stuck in there. I'm hoping just to be able to push it out. Oh, look at that, look. Oh, it's so near. Ah, there we go. And there we go. That's the second bit of the key out. Now, I've got the good key here. And let's just see if that goes in. Oh, look at that. Happy days. We've got a working lock. All because of that little thing. So, let's put that back together. Right, okay, so I've put it in the right way now. That goes in that way. Through there like that. And then I've got this metal clip that's got a slide on. Over there. That holds the lock in place. And then all there is then is this little plastic lever to clip back on. There we go. So there's our lock in place. So let me just shut that first. Oh look, there's the pip going up and down. Key's working as it should do, look at that. Happy days. Door's locked. Door's open. So that can go back on. I'm going to put that panel on now, you haven't really got to see that. And then the job's a good one. Right, this has taken me about an hour to do this so far, and I'm on the last knockings now. I haven't got one, well, I've got one of those tools which you roll over the strip, and it's supposed to open this up and put it in, but it don't fit this trim I've got, so I'm having to do it a manual way. That's taken an hour. There we go, just to show you all around there, look. Nicely in round the corners, in all the way around, look. There is a little joining strip that can go over there, but I've joined it pretty well there, so I'm pretty happy with that. All the way around the corners, all nicely tucked in. Always a problem, the corners, but I've managed to get over it all right. All the way up there, as you can see, look at that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That's just a bit of stickiness on the rubber from masking tape, so I will wipe all these down. But there we go, that's another step nearer. Look at that back window, happy days. I'm gonna do the front tomorrow, and the handbrake. Yeah, I did have one of these. This is the normal tool you use to roll on them strips, but this was too wide, and I just managed to make up a little tool like that, which I had laying about when I was doing the radio in Sharon's car. Made that up to get the radio out. Anyway, I've still got loads of this left. This is a cheap one, this one. This was a universal profile, which I got there. Don't know if you can see that. And it goes absolutely perfectly in there. I'm sure you'll agree. And bending around the corners, it's very, very flexible, this. And it was able to give, I didn't have to heat it up or anything. And it's done the job absolutely perfectly. Right, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Next time, hopefully we've got a video on this. We should be hopefully taking this for an MOT. And that will be coming up in the next Triumph Acclaim video. Anyway, thanks very much. Don't forget, if you want to check out the other Triumph Acclaim videos, I'll leave a link to the playlist at the end of this video. And also hit the subscribe button, hit that little notification bell if you do like my videos, and that way you get notified every time we upload a video. As soon as it's got an MOT, I'm going to give it a good clean, good valet, and then it will be up for sale. And that's it. Triumph Acclaim should be then gone to the new owner, which has got a lot of provenance with it. You'll be able to see all the work that I've done on it. Basically, everything that needed to be done has been done to make this a usable classic for the next owner. Thanks very much. See you in the next video, and until then, bye for now.